Welcome back to another episode of the Hearthstone Report. Today we're going to answer some of the most asked questions by the community from the looks of Blizzard, because Blizzard did do that in a recent Q&A. I believe that you told me about, JJ?
Yes, they did a Q&A on their own forums, which some people have complained about already because no one uses the forums. They didn't maybe forum Reddit, that worked fine.
That was better, yeah.
I don't like how the forums are structured either, so fair enough.
We're going to do it in the following sense, that I'm going to be the community and JJ is going to be Blizzard. I'm going to ask the questions.
Oh god, everyone's gonna hate me.
And JJ is going to answer the questions. Before we get into that though, TrashcanTV, that is us, our budget series is going to start next week. Our famous, hugely popular, world monopoly holding Hearthstone budget series.
On Tuesday, we're gonna release the voted by the community, the Budget Warrior.
Voted by the community in our Discord channel, by the way, which you can go and join if you have not done that yet, to talk to us personally, and you'll have a say in matters like that. So go talk to the community and join our Discord channel, link in the description. Without further ado, we're going to get into the interview. So, I'm the community, that's us, JJ's the enemy, just saying, I'm the good guy. So, JJ, how about hero cards like Dr. Boom? They seem very, very oppressive in the game. We've just gotten rid of Death Knights. How come it's still so prevalent? What's up with that?
Well, we feel like the new hero cards are less reliable than the Death Knight hero cards, and right now we are monitoring them because we're hearing your concerns, but the meta is still stabilizing, and we don't think Boom feels inherently bad to play against, but if it turns out to be oppressive, we will look at it again.
Okay. Should I stop doing the voice the whole time? No, I want to sound like a disgruntled Brit. So how about the fact that we don't have much dust and the game is expensive as fuck? And I'm now doing the Irish accent. I'm gonna keep going with it. How about doing that legendary rule for epic cards as well, because they're expensive to craft and we need them a lot. So how about this idea that we can only get 2 epics and then don't pull any dupes because dusting them is a pain in the ass?
We are happy with what the legendary rule provides for the packs, but currently have no plans to extend it to epics.
Wankers.
There's a lot of cop-out answers in here, by the way. Just...
Yeah. How about the wild format then, you bastards? Some of our more degenerate audiences still like to play the nostalgia game, so how about cards like Barnes, who've been destroying that mode for years now?
We're looking into it, but currently we do still need more data to assess if any decks are actually oppressive. We do like the community trying to autocorrect the meta, but if anything becomes too oppressive, we will look into it. Barnes and Blood Gnome are cards that we're looking at right now to see if maybe they are too oppressive and might need some changes.
There has been a push in the community about the tree synergies and tree and art and tree and tribes. Are you going to add a new tribe, or are you too lazy to change Nightmare Amalgam?
We're currently very happy with how Treants are very clearly defined as 2/2 tokens, 2/2 Treant tokens, and have no plans to add a Treant tribe to the cards, as it would be redundant because Treants are already very clearly defined, and we do not have plans to add any Treant cards that are not 2/2s.
They don't want to change Nightmare Amalgam, that's the absolute truth. How about Druid Ramp? You nerf cards like Wild Growth and Nourish to Death recently. Are you going to come back with some of that?
Well, Ramp is still a core part of the identity of Druid, and thanks to the more recent nerfs, we now have more room to enable more Ramp cards in the future, in other expansions, so we definitely are looking into adding more of those in the future again.
Okay,
which basically just means, by the way, that they want to make money off of you having to craft new Ramp cards because the old ones are shit.
So, what in the world justifies the existence of the card Arcane Servant, Elemental River Crocolisk?
First of all, it seemed really fitting to the theme of Valorant, and it makes you feel like you're really there. Second of all, adding more elementals to the game adds the option to later on add elemental synergies back into the game, and we do want to have a decent amount of elementals for that.
Right.
Also, we are creative. That wasn't in the official answer.
Pack filler. Okay, another one that you've pulled recently. How about repeatable this turn seems to be more intuitive for new players than Echo? What's up with that bullshit?
We have tried out different playtests with players that haven't played Hearthstone before, and it turns out that people have a problem with understanding keywords, and they prefer if the text is just clearly written out on the card. So we decided to make it less complicated by having keywords that only appear once or twice in an expansion not be used as keywords and rather as text on the card.
Alright, makes sense, because why market the game at players who play it other than players who don't play it? You gave us legendary spells and weapons over the last year. Are we getting that again at some point?
It is definitely an idea that we're not opposed to. We are considering it, and we definitely don't want to have a specific pattern of always releasing a new legendary weapon for warrior and a legendary spell for mage or anything like that, but we definitely are keeping our options open of having more in the future.
Right, so for some reason the rogue burgle mechanic has gone from adding cards from the opponent's class to your hand to adding cards from another class to your hand. But recently, when you introduced Pilfer, in the classic set no less, that was not obeyed. How come, and what are you going to do about it?
Well, since Pilfer is a classic card, we are definitely interested in changing that, and we will likely change that in the future.
How about some more milestones? A lot of people who've been playing for a while have won 500 games with all their heroes.
The art team has been discussing options of adding future possibilities for milestones, but it actually didn't sound like they were actually talking in between the teams at all. So it is being talked about, but not sure if it will be implemented ever.
So when Tyrande was available as a priest starting hero through a Twitch Prime bonus connection thing, like half the world wasn't able to do that because Twitch Prime wasn't a thing for them back then. Are you bringing that back at some point, or are you too small and too indie of a company to do that?
The Tyrande and Khadgar skins are definitely something we're interested in bringing back, and we hope to bring Tyrande to you before the end of the year.
You've rotated some cards into Hall of Fame, and last time you did that, God knows you actually replaced them. Are you going to do that again, or are you too small and too indie of a company to do that?
Yes, we are bringing out new Hall of Fame replacement cards. We still are looking at the correct patch to introduce them in. It won't be the next one, which is where the solo content comes in, but it will definitely be before the next expansion.
Why in the world is auto squelch at the beginning of a game still not a thing?
We feel like that emotes are not a very toxic way to interact with your opponent, and we do want to keep the option for players to do it, so no!
Elysiana.
Although they did say that the unsquelching on reconnect bug is supposed to be fixed.
Okay. Elysiana is the sole win condition in every control mirror ever. Don't find that a bit oppressive? Are you going to do something about that?
We hear your concerns and are looking into it for the future. We are still waiting for the Hearthstone Championships to end, and then we're looking into it.
Everyone and their mother and their father and his father are playing Zilliax at this point. Changes to that, or are you fine with that?
We do not think that Zilliax is very unfun to play against, so we're keeping it the way it is.
The Serenite Chain Gang, which has unfairly been destroyed by a nerf, has now rotated into Wild, where Doppelgangster is better for the Shadow War combo anyway. Are you gonna revoke the nerfs on Serenite Chain Gang and Yogg-Saron as well, because that's like the only fun card that we have in the game?
We do feel that the Shadow War combination is unfun to play against because you're waiting very long for just the animations to finish, so we do not have currently plans to unnerf the Serenite Chain Gang, and we do feel that the effect for Yogg-Saron is very strong, and we would rather keep those types of effects to a more class-limited and more safe environment.
Lazy pricks. Can we get some new in-game rewards at least? Like something else but packs and gold and card backs.
We're working on smaller, more low-key rewards, but there's currently no timeline for implementation, which means it likely won't happen soon, or maybe not ever at all, like, hey, remember tournament mode?
So the game's been around for like 5 or 6 years now, but I'm still running into the same 9 faces every single day. How about some of my hero skins? There's more people in World of Warcraft than those 9.
We definitely like the hero skins, and we have heard that the community likes them as well. We do want to make more of them, but first of all, it's a lot of effort that goes into making them. There's a lot of artwork that has to be done, and voice recording and everything. It is actually the most complicated thing to implement from a graphical standpoint, and we also want to keep them as a very special thing. We definitely are going to release more heroes over the future, but they are still going to be relatively sparse because we don't want to make them be like card backs.
And last question, have you ever considered going into politics? Because you just talk for 10 minutes without saying anything.
That is pretty much, yeah. So the answers were, a lot of the questions were just answered with,
yeah,
we hear your concerns and are looking into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not word by word, but pretty much. A few things, I think, the more interesting things were what they said no to almost. I feel like the takeaways here are, we are getting new Hall of Fame replacement cards. They are going to come up before the next expansion.
Fair enough.
Auto Squelch won't happen, Epic Legendary rule won't happen.
That's like the most stupid thing, by the way. Why not auto squelch? What's the thing?
The thing is, right?
Because you don't have to auto squelch.
Their logic for disallowing auto squelch is basically still would also apply to regular squelching. And the thing is, if a player does it every game anyways, why not allow them to check a box?
Exactly.
I have also heard another explanation from Blizzard, which was not in this Q&A, I believe, but it was at another point as well, where they have said it, is that they don't want to have options bloat in the menu, but there's literally like 3 options in there. That doesn't make a difference. The most interesting thing I find is that Zilliax seems really strong lately. Mech decks are becoming more prevalent, and Zilliax seems really strong. Personally, I would find it very cool if they remove Magnetic from it, honestly.
Remove Magnetic? That's such a big part.
Yes, but think about it. A lot of decks that don't even run other mechs run Zilliax still. Zilliax is a really strong card, and even without Magnetic, it could still be magnetized onto. Because right now the problem is that I have Lethal on board against the Mech Hunter. They kill their 2/2 Mechanical Whelp.
Yeah.
They have, all of a sudden they heal 10, and they kill one of your minions. Okay, more importantly, they heal 10, and they still have a 10-9 taunt with lifesteal?
Yeah. Isn't that something?
And you lose.
Well, if you want to nerf it a little bit, like just a little less than taking the Magnetic, maybe make it like 6 mana. Maybe take the taunt. I don't know. What would be the best change for Zilliax? Let us know in the comments or talk to us directly.
I definitely like Zilliax the way it is.
I also do.
Unless some of the crazy magnetations, which is why I think that might be.
I also like Zilliax the way it is. I think it's fine.
Yeah. So there's a lot of looking into it, but they said no to a few certain things. Most of the explanations why are a bit iffy.
Yeah. Auto squelch, dude. What the hell?
I feel like, again, the main thing is just the Hall of Fame replacements, and I guess the Pilfered change, if anyone cares.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Tyrande Hero, some of the less gameplay relevant stuff, there is some info on. I definitely recommend, if you want to know more about the design philosophy and the thought process behind the game, definitely read the FAQ answers yourself. Yeah. I'm gonna actually put a link to a Hearthstone article where they put all of the questions with the answers. We
didn't quote them word by word. That was kind of our own spin on the whole thing.
In my opinion, in a bit more organized fashion than the forum itself. Yeah. There was a few questions that were left out, which were mainly like the actual questions like how do you go into designing cards? Like, why the fuck doesn't Boom Scheme make any sense?
Boom Scheme is
the answer was they actually confirmed that it was changed very late in the cycle.
Did they tell them what it was before?
They said they played around with a lot of things. There was an idea about detonating all bombs in the deck, which doesn't make sense for a scheme, by the way. Of shuffling bombs, of summoning boom bots.
Wow. And those were way too strong.
Damage.
And those were likely way too strong.
Yeah. So
maybe they could have just made it 2 armor. And then like 2, 4, 6.
I was thinking that actually. But the thing is, they definitely talk a lot about the design philosophy and why they did certain things as well. Not just regarding the questions that we asked, but also to some questions that were just like, why did you do this thing? And then they explained why they did it.
Yeah.
Not very interesting from a gameplay standpoint, but from a game design standpoint, that might be interesting to just...
Yeah.
If you want to know more about that, definitely check out the FAQ again. Link is in the description.
So yeah, go do all that fun stuff. Let us know your opinions on the... first of all, our act. I think it was phenomenal. And also, what do you think about Blizzard's direction on some of those things? Some opinions. Why still no auto scrolls? Let us from Steam on why they still won't do that. I don't know. Well, what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Go join our Discord channel, and don't forget that the budget series is starting next Tuesday with the Warrior. I'm not going to spoil too much, but it's not what you expect.
It definitely isn't what...
The Warrior is not what you will expect. I guarantee that.
It isn't what I first thought when the expansion came out we were likely going to do.
Nope. But over the last couple of weeks, that has crystallized as a very strong budget option. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can find out on Tuesday, but it's definitely a surprise.
And interestingly enough, there's still a second perfectly valid budget warrior as well.
Which is the one from last expansion.
Yeah, which is the one we did in Rust.
Which is still completely in standard. So if you want to know that before Tuesday, you can go check that out. But that's the report for today. Thank you for listening in. And go join our Discord again. Talk to us. Hang out with the community. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to TrashcanTV. And we are going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it?
That's it.